Hello everyone, and welcome to Divine Debut. This is Kathy speaking. The messenger is here. I hope that you are all doing well today, the 16th of December of 2022. I'm needing to take a deep breath. Quite a stressful time. Quite nerve-wracking with that Mars retrograding in the sign of Gemini, and the moon passing through Virgo is squaring Mars, so it is affecting the mutable signs. Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, and Pisces. Okay. The moon in Virgo says that we need to roll up our sleeves and do the work, right? But it's coming up to that last quarter. It's coming up to square the sun. Something obviously is coming to a completion, to an ending, as the moon is waning. We're coming up to a new moon soon. Today's the 16th, so in about a week we are going to have a new moon in Capricorn. Okay, as we're coming up to the Sun ingressing into Capricorn, important times, seasons, the seasons are changing. Let's see what the messenger brings us today. As I said, we're needing to take a deep breath and try and relieve some of the stress, do what is necessary to be able to do that. Whatever's going on in your life, it's never the end of the world. Things happen for particular reasons. What's the messenger bringing us today? Thank you, archangels. What is the message? The High Priestess again. She keeps showing up recently a lot. She is all about spirituality and having that deep knowing. Trust your intuition. Whatever's going on, the key is within you, within your higher self. There are things that are unknown, things that are secretive, but she promises a new beginning. Remember, she usually is standing on a new moon. She's got the new moon cusp at her feet. So remember that she holds the key. So it's all about the moon, our emotions, our subconscious, our fears, things pertaining to the home. Pisces can speak to solitude, needing to take some quiet time. It is a very busy time of year, coming up to the holidays and Christmas. Maybe we need to sort of take a step back, do a little bit of meditation. See and, start to prepare. Remember, the High Priestess is a 2, and 2s always speak about decisions, can speak to being split between 2, not knowing what to do. We're needing to trust our intuition in whatever we are thinking of, dealing with. Okay, remember, this is a general reading. It may not resonate for all of you. We are reading the energies. So thank you, Spirit. Remember that anything to do with electronics, Gemini, Mars in Gemini, it does speak to past matters. Gemini is data, electronics, your white goods. Things could be breaking down, your car problems, cell phone, mobile phone problems. That's what Mars is doing in Gemini, and he's coming up to the 13th degree. He's going to station at the 8th degree, so he is starting to slow down. Well, he turns direct around about on the 12th, so we've got 12th of January. So we've got another 3 weeks for sure, just over 3 weeks. Let's see what the energies are. What is the message today? The 7 of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles. Someone is thinking about making an offer. This does speak to money matters. It could speak to anything. I mean, the Ace of Pentacles is always something stable, long-term, something of value. It could speak to anything that involves money and anything that gives us a sense of security, whether it's emotional, physical. Earth is very much about being grounded and about doing things slowly. Things are like clockwork. Things are playing out, and we need to know that there is promise here, there is potential, but the Seven of Pentacles is stuck energy. It's what we've been invested in. We've invested our money, our lives. Sevens are always a difficult turn, so Eight Pentacles says keep going. Eight of Pentacles is all about rolling up those sleeves. It's the Virgo energy. Keep working at what you've been trying to manifest. The potential is here, and this can speak to a long-term relationship, some sort of commitment, committing to a new job, a new investment, whatever it is. There is divine help here. There's potential. What are we going to do with it? We also see this door here, an open portal. Now we know as the year, we're coming up to the end of the year, a new year means new potentials, new beginnings. So we're wrapping something up. Remember, this is a gift from the gods, and I will be taking a message from the Mythic Oracle from the gods. What is this Ace of Pentacles about? It does speak to relationship, partnerships. Could be any type of a relationship, doesn't have to be love, but the Lovers does speak to a romantic connection, a deep, heartfelt, also divinely guided connection. Here is Archangel Michael saying that there is an offer on the table, there's a potential here. Someone could be needing to make a decision, as I've been saying about Mars retrograding in Gemini. So we do have Gemini here. Remember, we had a full moon in Gemini, and as we have a full moon, that full moon in Gemini was on Mars. So it has been very irritating, frustrating, challenging, and again, things pertaining to the past. So many themes could be coming up from the past. Now, I'm also just pointing out to you that Mercury is transiting over the degrees that he will retrograde over in the sign of Capricorn. And this is the Capricorn card. Capricorn does speak to Saturn. Saturn does speak to limitation, restriction, blockages, timing. So maybe something needed to end. Remember that full moon in Gemini, a very harsh full moon. It was very argumentative, very conflictual. Many relationships, it's like being in a tug of war with many of our relationships in our lives. All relationships are being looked at this time. Many relationships go. Could be friendships, could be soulmates, twin flames. Remember that the Lovers can speak to a head over heart decision. I'm going to say, if this is a spiritual connection, trust in your intuition. Whatever you are feeling is the right thing. Do not doubt that. Now, Gemini and the Lovers, Gemini speaks to our close environment as well, short distance travel, anything to do with being connected to someone on a very deep level. So there is a potential, but someone's needing to make a decision, a very important decision here. Everything is up on the table, up in the air for others. It's like this potential, this long-term potential, this situation which will provide you a sense of security, stability, and value. It's all about the decision that's going to be made here. And remember that the Lovers is also a choice, choosing between two. So the High Priestess many times can speak to a third party, someone who's in the shadows, who is unknown to exist within a love triangle, possibly. There's cutting edge energies with Jupiter at the last degrees of Pisces as well, who is trying to bring us the truth or trying to uncover the illusion, possibly a deception, possibly bring us the truth pertaining to something that was very dreamy or something that we dreamed of. Now, the Queen of Swords does speak to truth. She does speak to clearing out things through her logic. It's like she's very good at mathematics, right? It's just simple. There's just simple logic with the Queen of Swords. And she does speak her truth. Logically, this is Libra energy. So there will be information, conversations. And we know that the Queen of Swords is usually someone who's gone through separation. She could be a divorcee, a widow. But she's experienced. She's got the experience under her belt. So she detaches and sees things from a more logical perspective. Wow, 10 swords all up. Whatever the decision is and whatever the news comes in, whatever information comes in, will put you in a position of stress and anxiety. I mean, the 9 of Swords is, I don't sleep well at night. Something that was maybe promised didn't go well, or maybe I wasn't the chosen one. But remember, 10 swords brings the end of the darkness, brings the end of a certain betrayal as well. Usually in the traditional tarot, the 10 of swords, we could see the light in the background. So we've gotten to the darkest point. Many of you could be dreaming of, a soulmate, someone that you feel very connected to. And I'm going to say also, some of you may have also had many signs and synchronicities. Pay attention through your dreams, through your waking time, certain synchronicities that are going on. And what I see here in the 9 of Swords is like someone says, it's just too hard to believe. It's like I'm losing my mind. Is it true what's happening? Is it true what I see, what I feel, what I am receiving? I mean, the understanding from those signs and synchronicities, the energies, right? So you're trying to make logic out of something, but it's very hard to be logical. That's what I'm getting here. Or someone out there doesn't want to listen to logic. We could see that she's turning her back on logic because this partnership, this relationship is just too powerful. What's the potential outcome? We've got the Sun. We've got the Sun and we've got happiness here. All will be well in the end. The Sun does bring clarity. It does bring happiness. It does bring the ability to create, to feel happy, to take charge, to be confident. Right? There's a internal happiness with the Sun, and the Sun speaks to healing, speaks to the light. I was talking about the Sun coming through that darkness. Here it is. Here it is. So what Spirit is telling me is that be confident, because something that you've been invested in, a partnership, a love relationship, a family relationship, doesn't matter. Remember that the Ace of Pentacles, Earth is very slow. So if you've been doubting the ability for this potential that's shown up possibly in the recent past, for some of you it could be more distant past. Remember, Libra is all about justice, all about balance, equality. Now, this is the end of the suffering, I would say. The end of not knowing, because the Sun does bring clarity. Remember, the Nine of Swords is a very dark card. The Sun promises a lot. The Sun can also speak to reconciliation, whether it's family relationships, siblings. Remember that Gemini also speaks to, the House of Gemini speaks to siblings, your extended family, relatives, uncles, aunts, and so on and so forth. But it's also about needing to, we're going through a learning chapter, needing to go over the details. It can be very irritating and frustrating, and there can be a lot of anger that we cannot move forward, but everything happens in divine timing, my dear friends. What's at the bottom? We've got the Eight of Swords. So this is our perception of feeling blocked. The Sun does bring an openness, a sense of confidence, maybe even healthy ego. Remember, Leo is all about leadership. It is the king. Now, Leo also speaks to children, the inner child, the heart. So matters of the heart. And Spirit is saying that you will see the light will bring new beginnings. Remember that there is a lot of confidence and a lot of victory here. You could see how the child holds the stance of, yes, victory, happiness. I've conquered the world. I'm on top of the world. What's at the bottom here? We've got, there's the Ten of Swords. So we've got a lot of sword energy, a lot to do with our perception, our communication, the way we communicate, the way we understand things. The 10, the 9, and the 8 of Swords are here. What's beneath that 10 of Swords? The Ace of Cups. So it does speak to a new beginning, a new chapter opening up. But for this to happen, for this potential to flourish and to bloom, something has got to end, right? And there is the Strength card again. So Leo comes through very strongly here today. I would like to see what the Sun is all about with Sibilas. Before I look at the Sun, I'd like to look at the Nine of Swords. What is the Nine of Swords about? We've got a bambino, so there's children involved here. Someone is very worried about, I don't know, love, romance and family come up here strongly. Queen of Swords could be a divorcee, a mother, worried about her children or worried about stressing about a new beginning. How can this manifest? And you know, the bambino is also a Seven of Pentacles. So a new beginning for this Queen of Swords. Maybe she has decided, made her decision about a new home possibly. But there she could be having money issues. How can this new beginning take off? And this could also be connected to business as well. I don't know, a single parent, doesn't have to be a mother, it could be a father. Worried about this new beginning and how can they take care, nurture, provide for their children. Or if this is a new business, how can one stand on their 2 feet and again provide that security to their family, to those that are under them. We've got sospiri, so sospiri is sighing and waiting for those ships to come in. It's the Six of Swords, which does speak to leaving conflict behind. Third parties, of course. There's torment here, and it's connected to a child or to a new beginning. But we've got the Three of Cups here, which again speaks to reconciliation, happiness, and the Belvedere speaks to waiting on something or someone to arrive. Waiting on someone's happiness to arrive. It could be in relation to futuristic matters, whether it's financial security, could be anything legal as well. This is very positive, the Three of Cups. Now, this could also speak to someone being at a physical distance. We see this woman waiting at the dock, waiting for someone's arrival. So physical distance could be very much in the story. Let's see what's going on with the Sun. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. 3 difficult cards. We've got the Ammalato, the Four of Swords. Someone needing to heal. There's strong energies pertaining to doubt, the inability to stand strong, to feel confident and find one's happiness. There's distrust. There's a lot of distrust here and a lot of self-doubt that the Sun can come through. There are trust issues here as well pertaining to third parties, because the domestico is usually someone who is close to you, around you, in your environment, I don't know, eating at your aura. We see the falsita, falsehood. Again, we've got a feminine energy and a masculine energy, that where there is distrust. And I do see the cat, the kitty here, being she's quite serious. She's quite serious. I guess sense anger coming from her, and it looks as though she's practically turned her back on this domestico, who domestico is supposedly there to serve you, to help you, whoever this is. It's interesting that we do have also, I'm going to say 3 figures here. Four of Swords, someone out of action, doing nothing. Because emotionally, they're not well. There's psychological issues here. There's emotional heartbreak. This could also speak to a possible illness, a physical illness, if not mental. Someone not being in a good place. The domestico, another difficult card. Something's trying to come through, that's why I'm pausing. This could also speak to someone not being well, and with a domestico who is a helper, could be a helper, not believing that this person could be well, could bounce back. It's like doubting that healing can come through, and the Sun does promise healing though. This also to me speaks of betrayal. Someone not being able to overcome distrust and betrayal. Let's take a couple more cards here. I want to see more about the domestico. Superbia. Superbia, which means vanity and ego. I don't know, I get here someone's reputation having taken a big hit. Someone having been humbled. And needing to make an important decision. I mean, we've got the 11. and we've got a 2, can be very similar, as the 11 can also be, is like the High Priestess, right? Someone not trusting their intuition, that something can pick up again, can find its happiness, can see through the clouds, through the darkness, through the betrayal, through the negativity. The Superbia does promise luck, it does promise abundance, it does promise something good coming in. But again, 2s speak to portals, and they also speak to decisions. What is the falsehood about the falsita? And it's the 4 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles is the miser. It's like protecting one's heart, or maybe also financially, having been stricken, not believing that someone could provide security, or someone also holding on to their emotions and not speaking their truth about what they're really going through. But we've got the 10 of Cups that fell through, and it's the Constanza. And we see the sun breaking through the clouds, through in the background here, and the Constanza speaks to something unchanging. The falsita could speak to holding on to something for dear life. Is it emotions? Is it a love connection? The falsita promises happiness here, the 10 of Cups. Now, where there's been distrust, betrayal, this could be the end of a family unit as well, because 10 of Cups can also speak to an ending of a chapter. I want to see what that 8 of Swords speaks to. There's help here. We've got the Donna de Servizio. It's the 3 of Pentacles. There will be expansion. There will be, we're taking it to the next level. I mean, 3 of Pentacles does speak to the work environment. This is my Virgo energy. Donna de Servizio, being of service to others. There's help. There's positive energies coming in. So maybe someone's been stuck on the little details, maybe just too much about the details, needing to look at the bigger picture, I believe, here. Let's take a message from Spirit and see what's going on. A message from the gods. I'm going to say also with the 8 of Swords, someone's perception is blocked pertaining to being of service, doing the work, and it's like someone's not able to take action right now because of perception, information, a lack of information, and needing to trust one's intuition. Whether someone is going to continue to work on a situation or not, they need to trust their intuition, says the High Priestess. We have Aphrodite and love. Oh my God. Like, wow, everyone. Number 28. Zeus, the king of gods and man, came into power by killing and overthrowing his father Kronos when he castrated, whom he castrated, throwing his genitals into the sea. From where they fell, a white foam arose, and Aphrodite rose, fully grown and beautiful from within it. So what this is telling me is that after hardships, after a battle, after irritation, fights, disagreements, possible separation, divorce, something good, something very positive will be born. That's what the message is saying. Aphrodite, like Eros, has a dual birth myth. Another story places Aphrodite as the daughter of Zeus and Dion. The goddess of love and beauty, Aphrodite, represents the nature of romantic love and beauty born from both the ethereal and physical realms. The myth of her birth expresses the divine nature of the erotic and the complexity of its connection to romantic love. Aphrodite was known to have many lovers and explored the realms of love and the erotic in great depth. The message says, if you've drawn this card today, then there may be a magnetic energy growing around you. To connect to Aphrodite is to connect to the powerful forces that propel us forward in love. Of course, you must connect to your divine center of beauty in order to experience this magnetism, and that is also occurring for you now. Just let me restart my camera. I'm having issues with my camera as well, so that Mars retrograde in Gemini is totally on point. I'd love to hear your comments about what issues you're having with this Mars retrograde. Let's continue. This is an exciting, sensual time where love is in the air. Whether you are in a relationship or not, this is the time to let go of petty insecurities, past hurts, and any old, tired habits or patterns that have kept you on a romantic merry-go-round. That merry-go-round is like a cycle. It's like a Saturnian cycle. For some of you, this could be 7 months, 7 years. For others, it could also be a 12-year cycle as Jupiter ends in Pisces. Jupiter is ending a 12-year cycle. This is a time to reconnect to spontaneity, imagination, adventure, and fun. And the limit of this fun, excitement, romance, and sensuality is only restricted by your own imagination and ability to let go and break free from any fears of intimacy. This is truly the most erotic act, as every tiny breakthrough is felt as a rush of both terror, liberation, and excitement. This is a time of romantic adventure, so let go, have fun, be brave, open up, take emotional risks, and take the initiative. All those words speak to the Leo energy, and Leo is the heart. We've all got Leo somewhere in our chart. Okay, for those of you that have got your sun in Leo, I suppose it's more prominent for you, or your moon in Leo, or your rising is Leo. So since this has turned out to be a very important love reading, as we see Aphrodite and love, and remember, love comes in many different forms, but this speaks to more the romantic side of love, right? And with the High Priestess, obviously, it is it could be a sacred love connection or a spiritual bond. Let's take my love deck here, see what is going on in love. Okay, well, that's crazy. I'm going to shuffle some more because this to me says that there's been conflict, third parties, but the path leads to luck here with the four-leaf clover. But I did do a personal reading yesterday which had the exact 3 cards, so I think I need to take more cards. I think it was a personal reading. I do remember seeing those cards in a row in the same order. So let's continue to shuffle and see what the message is. That message could be important for some of you out there. It was like having the 5 of Wands, the 3 of Swords, and then the Wheel of Fortune. Just to give you an idea of what that meant. What those 3 cards meant. What's going on in this love connection. We have the Lily, which does speak to a secretive connection, a spiritual connection. It is Chiron in Virgo, so it's the wound about being very nitty picky and looking at the little details. It does speak to an ethical, doing the right thing in a very important relationship. It can speak to sexuality as well. This was mentioned as well in the Aphrodite message. But the lily does speak to virtues and wisdom, so there is some wisdom coming through. I do see the lily very much the high priestess. We've got a king here, an emperor. We've got a divine masculine. Now, if this is not a divine masculine, it does speak to someone who is in charge, someone who is at the top of their game. It's like a king, okay? So, and of course, obviously, speaks to leadership, someone who could be an entrepreneur. They hold an important position in their own lives of being the leader, being in charge. Now, it is a number 15. 15 does speak to the devil, chronos, timing, blockages, responsibility. This could also speak to a divine masculine that has got an open wound. The wound can have to do with work, to their daily life. It could also speak to an open, a wound pertaining to a spiritual connection, where possibly, because we do see a lot of red, right? So we do see someone who's very passionate. Could be that a divine masculine is coming through as more sexual, whereas the divine feminine, which I see in the lily, would be, this would be the more divine masculine. So coming through as more sexual, more passionate, whereas the other party would be more about spiritual connection, a divine connection, a connection being more on a higher level. And we've got the pig, and the pig here, we see Aphrodite in the background. There's more to what you see. There's more to what meets the eye. So don't look at what the cards are saying. Don't focus on the pig here. There is great abundance here. With Aphrodite here, there's more to it than what you could see. And this speaks to a very strong spiritual connection as well. It is a very, very lucky card. And I'm going to say again, pay attention to the message pertaining to Venus being reborn through the foam after the castration that took place in mythology. I just want to go over that one more time. Zeus, the king of gods and man, came into power by killing and overthrowing his father Kronos, whom he castrated, throwing his genitals into the sea. So if we look at this divine masculine as Kronos, since he's a number 15, and Kronos is someone who is in a position of power, but also someone who you could be dealing with where there's a lot of karma. Kronos was castrated, which means he lost his power. So this divine masculine, more than likely, is being humbled, whom he castrated, throwing his genitals into the sea. From where they fell, a white foam arose, and Aphrodite rose. So after someone's someone being humbled, someone who held a position of power, maybe also misused their power. Then comes the magic, then comes the birthing of Aphrodite. And what is Aphrodite? Aphrodite is love. She's love, money, abundance, self-worth, all those things. Even though it says here that she represents the nature of romantic love and beauty born from both the ethereal and physical realms. So this is like a birthing of the ethereal and the physical. So something that was dreamlike in the ethereal could be becoming more physical, my dear friends. Anyway, I think that I will leave it there. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck here. There are the cats. And you know what the cats speak to in this deck? It can speak to distrust, but we see a family we see a mother cat and her kittens. We know that she will nurture and love them until they're old enough to take care of themselves. Now, here in this card, it explains that doesn't matter what's been going on, whether there's been distrust, whatever, whether you've been used. Remember, kitties eat and then they go do their own thing. So they only come to you when they need you. This is like a sense of being used, feeling as though you've been used, abused. But the kitty, this card says that whatever you've been through, you can survive it. Cats have got 9 lives. And also another thing that comes through with this Sibila that I've heard is that even though it's called falsita, cats can play. They can be very loving as well. They could be very playful. And that's where the Leo energy comes through, because Leo does speak to play, romance, risk-taking, taking a gamble, taking a gamble on love, taking a risk. Yes, it can speak to lucky games as well. And I'm going to say on that account also with Jupiter at the last degrees of Pisces, Jupiter in its home sign of Pisces, it could be a very lucky moment. So also take a risk, take a small risk, spend very little, but try your luck. Luck in love, luck, you want to buy a lottery ticket. It is that time of year. I would suggest that. What's she sitting on? And there is again the conflict. Oh my God, the conflict is in love. The conflict is in love, and there has been third parties. It's like we've got 3 sides here. Someone's needing to decide on love, and because we've got the divine feminine having turned her back on the divine masculine, they're not happy at all. But there is the possibility of, remember, the cats will survive. 9 lives. This relationship has got 9 lives. Now, because it's turned into such a love reading, I will take some love cards today. It seems like it's a special reading. Remember that Aphrodite is now transiting through Capricorn. Through Capricorn, where she's in a Saturn-ruled sign. Love becomes serious, becomes limited, but also work needs to be done. Someone needs to prove themselves that they can hold love up. Will they take the responsibility? Will they take that next step? You know, Venus in Capricorn can speak to taking that next step into something serious. I need you, I still love you, please come to me. 6 of Swords. So being at a physical distance, someone demanding the other person to come to them. Is it this King? It's like, I need you, I still love you. It's I. Aries comes up a lot for me. Aries is described by I, me, my, so please don't take that in a negative way. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. Aries needs to love, nurture itself so that it could take that journey. It needs to be strong enough to do that. I have so much on my plate, I don't know if I can offer you anything. I've been through a lot. That's the Nine of Wands. I regret the moment that I let you go, Five of Cups. I love you. We have two Joker cards in the deck. One is I love you and the other one is I hate you. And we got the I love you card. So I think I will leave it there. What's at the bottom? I prefer to be friends. Nine of Wands, Ten of Wands. For some of you, this could be someone who was not ready to take the next step. Someone who prefers to be friends. For others of you, this could also be someone who is leaving a relationship and wants to keep the friendship. If not romantic, they want to keep the friendship. So that is the message today, my dear friends. Remember, the Ten of Wands turns into the Ace. Ace of Wands can speak to a change in the energies always. Ace of Wands can speak to clarity, seeing the light. But it can also speak to someone being very driven, very wanting to connect. Remember, aces are potentials, so new beginnings all around for sure. Nine, and we've seen Nine of Swords, the Nine of Swords, the Nine of Wands. We're at number 9, and nine does speak to the Hermit. Right? Possibly we're seeing the light. The Hermit is also wisdom. It's also someone in hiding. Next step would be the Wheel of Fortune. Trust your intuition. We're almost at the end. As the end of the year comes, we are coming to the end of a chapter. Next year promises a lot. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for joining me here. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and connecting with me. All love to you.